This is the Kobalt 1/2 inch impact wrench. As you can see, it's a 1/2 inch, and it was, I believe, 130 or 129 or 139. So it's a great value. And I've gone through two different corded wrenches and and one cordless 20 volt for the sole purpose of lug nuts. And lug nuts are always over torqued with air wrenches. But I didn't want to buy spend all the money on the 20-gallon air compressor, and then also have have to get the lines, the air hoses, and so on and so forth. It gets really expensive, and for my purposes, I just mainly want to remove wheels really easy, and also it's gonna come in handy with exhaust bolts and maybe suspension bolts. Just the real tough stuff. It's fairly heavy, but it's a good, use two hands. You could use one hand if you wanted to, but two hands. And the only thing about it that's a little weird to me, and this just may be the way it is for most of these guns, is it seems counterintuitive on the switch, but maybe not to you. But to go forward or clockwise is pushing down. To go reverse, to back out, is to push up. So your main trigger up top is actually reverse, and your trigger at the bottom is forward. With some other guns that I use, it's the opposite, but that's no big deal. It makes sense to me as well, and it's labeled if you get confused. A feature of it has a live wire light there. You see it lights up blue when it's got power. The cord is 12 feet, which you're pretty much always going to have to plug in an extension cord, with this kind of stuff. I'm probably, I don't know, this way, probably 10, 11 feet maybe at the most from the outlet, but I'm going around stuff. So I have probably a 25-foot cord attached to this, and it's not losing any power. This is rated, it's 8 amps, and most of the guns that I've gotten are 7 or 7.5, so it's got an extra half amp. And it's rated at 350 foot-pound, both ways, forward and reverse, which should be plenty to take off lug nuts. So, and the other guns that I've had have been rated at 125, which didn't do it. I would hold it for 60 seconds and it wouldn't budge. And then I got two quarter ones, one rated at 200 foot-pounds, wouldn't budge. Took it back, got one at 250 foot-pounds, wouldn't budge. And these, the last one I bought actually was a corded one, and it was a Craftsman. And I thought, this is Craftsman, it should be great. And I'm sure it is a great gun, but it wouldn't budge my lug nuts on this car or this car. I have a car over here too. And I went online and I read the reviews, and this gun had pretty much all positive stuff from people, and except for, I think I saw one negative comment, and the guy said it's useless, worthless gun, bad design, bad grip, which the grip's awesome on this, and it wouldn't remove lug nuts. Well, I'm here to show you and tell you that it removes lug nuts, and it does it very quickly. Just to show you, I'm gonna just do it randomly, so it's not staged, or they're not torqued down real low or something. Here we go. This is on a Nissan 350 with 21 millimeter or 13/16 lug nut. Go. This is the first one. There you go. There it is. Now, you heard an impact for what? a second and a half at the most, and then it was off. You know, some of them are going to be tighter than others, so let's just leave that off, and we'll take off another one that, just take a pick. We'll go here, alright? This one may be tighter, so let's just see how long it takes to actually break it free. There you are. That one was, you know, probably torqued up another 30, 40, 50 pounds from the last one, because it took two, you know, I don't know, but a little bit longer than it took this one to come off. And I don't want to take all the lug nuts off of this wheel, but we'll take one more off. We'll take this one off just to see. Make sure this is on. Good. Alright, here we are. There we are. That's 3. So the Kobalt 350 foot-pound torque is awesome. It's the first one I found that works. It is, I want to give you a model number here. I'm seeing 6904, 8 amp, 120 volts. Let's see, I have the box right here. I'll grab it just to give you accurate information. Here we go. This is the actual box it came in. So it's number 00. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know where the camera is, but it's number 0028180. Let's see, as far as models, I believe that the model number is the 6904. Let me bring this in. I don't know what the camera's doing right now, but if you can see this, this is model 6904 Kobalt, and I just bought this one at Lowe's. You know, I didn't get it online or anything special. You can probably find it cheaper elsewhere, but that's the way it looks. That's what it is. Oh, and it comes with a nice case and bits. I got the bits right here. I can show you. It comes with your standard bits right here. Nice, nice impact rated, lifetime warranted bits. Let's see, you get a 17, 11/16, 19 millimeter, 3/4. The one I'm using, which is 13/16, 21 millimeters, and a 7/8. And this is the only gun that I've seen in the stores locally that actually comes with some bits. You know, I mean, if you've shopped around, you know these things are not cheap at all, especially for decent quality ones. You know, a set like this could easily run $30, $40, depending on the brand. Anyways, and I'll show you the case for the heck of it. Here's the case. You know, it's a standard box, but I like this over the bags. And obviously it's upside down, but the gun goes here, and then your bits go in it properly. It's got some spare room, so you can put some other stuff in here. The cord's going to stay here, but it's got some spare room in the case. And I actually like the way it closes. I've had some stuff from the company that was a little tight, but this actually flips up. These flip up like that, and then you push down. Sorry, I'm trying to do this backwards. And then you flip down, have it close. So when you pop it open, you know, you got this. It's very easy to open and close. Very good design. Very well protected. And again, it obviously breaks bolts very well, and came with the bits I needed. So 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever the maximum rating is. I highly recommend this gun if your main priority is to remove lug nuts and just the real stubborn nuts on bolts on a car, or I guess, you know, that's mainly reverse stuff. For the forward action, you know it's going to do anything else at 350 pounds. It's going to, you know, do lag bolts and you know pretty much any application where you need just absolutely ridiculous amount of force. It's going to do it. Let me see if it's variable. I don't think it's variable. Let's see. No, it's just one speed, which that that's the way they work mainly. But I mean, you can hear it. I mean, once you pick this up and actually press the trigger, and you feel it, I mean, the quality is there. This is the best feeling one I've gotten so far, and it blows the other ones away. The torque rating on this, like I said, is 350 pounds, foot-pounds, and that's the max rating. But it's also I believe it's the actual rating versus the other guns would say 200, 250, 125 on the first one, which is obviously questionable. Those are peak ratings, and the gun's not actually going to do that. It's going to be maybe half that or 80% at best. I believe this one is actually doing close to 350, if not 350, 300, 295, 280. I would actually have to get a really strong torque wrench on something and put 300 plus foot-pounds with a torque wrench to test it. But I will show you. I'll go ahead and put this on. This is not a great idea, but I'll put a lug nut on at the maximum torque of this gun, which is 350 foot-pounds, and it's going to push that forward. So, and then we'll see if it takes it off. That's another test. So let me get this in there a little more, and make sure this is on well. All right, there we go. So put this on straight, maximum. All right, you heard it. Stopping there, and that's the maximum torque on this gun. So this lug nut is on at, we can safely say, over 200 pounds. If this thing's rated at 350, if you don't believe it, it's actually going 350. It's safely 200 something pounds torqued in there, which is way too much for a lug nut. Just doing it for whoever watches this video. This is the reverse. Let's see if it pulls off that kind of torque. Yep, and you can tell that was actually on there stronger than these were previously placed on. These lug nuts were on via Firestone putting on new tires a month or two ago. So for a fact they didn't use a torque wrench on this. They used an air impact wrench and let it go to the max, I'm sure. So I think that pretty much covers it, guys. So definitely buy. You don't need to buy the $300, $400 corded guns. Now if you need a gun that's lighter and smaller, I mean, this is a pretty big gun. It's fairly heavy. It's not bad, but it's fairly heavy because it has to house a very strong motor. If you need a lighter gun, a shorter gun, something to get into tighter places, that's still going to have the kind of power this has or more power, I mean, definitely go to a air, the air compressors with the air wrenches and I mean, get you, the ratchets and so on. I mean, there's tons of options with that. But, a lot of people like me who are just your DIY guys, I mean, this is all you need. $130 and you're set up. It's also, it's got a 5-year warranty with it, man. I mean, 5 years, and it's not one of those, if it goes bad, you ship it off to some manufacturer. You bring it back to the store you bought it from, and they give you a brand new one. That's that. I mean, it's that simple. 5 years. So, you may not trust the brand, but in 5 years, and they just give you a brand new one, you can't really beat it. But I think that covers it all. So, sayonara.